Hey YouTube, this is PrimetimePokemon. In this video, I'll be reviewing and giving away the Imperial Command theme deck. Now, this is the first of two Ultra Prism theme deck reviews that I'll be doing on my channel. A majority of this video, I'll be going through each and every card in this theme deck, and then at the end of the video, I'll state the rules to entry for this giveaway. So theme decks like this are normally $12.99 in stores. I can read the description on the back of the box and then get to what's on the inside. So it says, the Royal Empoleon is ready to lead Abomasnow and a team of water types into battle. Together, they can overwhelm and freeze out foes with perfect timing. Unlock the power of ice, wind, and wave with the Imperial Command theme deck. So the theme deck is all opened up. I can show everything on the inside, then get to the review. First up would be the theme deck box. This can hold all 60 cards in the theme deck. Here is a look at the card checklist for Ultra Prism. You get one metallic coin. This one features Empoleon. The online TCG code card. You can always battle me on the online game, PrimetimePokemon. The damage counters, GX marker, and poison burn markers. And then here is the two-player playmat and rule sheet. So now on the screen I can put a deck checklist, and every single theme deck like this one will be the same. And if you are trying to be competitive in the TCG, unless you're specifically playing the theme deck format on the online game, theme decks normally aren't very good. Now this Empoleon theme deck is pretty good. Actually, both theme decks from Ultra Prism are very good. Empoleon does major damage when attacking, and a lot of times you see Empoleon paired with Zoroark GX just so you can use its draw ability to get the necessary Pokemon onto your bench so you can get to Empoleon multiple times on your bench. Now this deck does have way too many energy cards. It has 20 total and a little bit too many Pokemon. Normally with competitive decks you're looking at 10 to 12 around there for basic energy. And then supporter and trainer cards is what you should have the most of. A lot of times decks will have around 30 trainer cards and then Pokemon somewhere between 10 and 20. But I can get into each and every card now. First up would be the Piplup, Prinplup, and Empoleon line. There is a 3-2-2 line of this evolution line in the theme deck. You can always modify this theme deck and try and include Empoleon Break. All three Pokemon in this line are from the Ultra Prism set. First up would be Piplup. There are 3 copies of Piplup in this theme deck. Solid HP for a basic Pokemon. Only one move called Splatter. It says, this attack does 20 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon for 1 basic water energy. So a very solid starter. I know a lot of competitive decks out there use Alolan Vulpix. Its Beacon move to get 2 cards that you want into your hand. But a very good card here. A good start to this line. So 3 Piplup. There are 2 Prinplup. And you can always use Rare Candy to skip right over this Prinplup. 90 HP, so an average HP for a Stage 1. 2 moves, Bubble Beam and Wave Splash. Bubble Beam does 20 damage for 1 water energy card. Plus, it is able to paralyze the defending Pokemon if you get a heads when flipping a coin. And then Wave Splash does 40 damage for 2 energy. So a solid, but not spectacular Stage 1. Again, if I was to modify this deck, I would take out Prinplup and just use Rare Candy instead. And then Empoleon is the featured Pokemon in this theme deck. It is a very powerful card. You see a lot of Empoleon decks out there in the competitive TCG. So 160 HP, you can always attach something to it to make it have a higher HP or do more damage when attacking, like a Choice Band to do 30 more damage. But 160 HP is very good. And then 2 moves on the card. The more powerful move is actually Total Command. For 2 energy cards, it does the following. This attack does 20 damage for each bench Pokemon, both yours and your opponent's. So if both players have full benches, that means this move does 200 damage for only 2 energy cards. You have a Choice Band Trainer on this card. It does 230 damage, which knocks out a lot of GX Pokemon out there, even something like Gardevoir GX in 1 move. And then Whirlpool for 3 energy cards does 90 damage. Discard an energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. But again, Total Command is the move that you want to use on this card. And the more Empoleon that you have in your deck, the better. That way you can get those on the bench and increase the amount of damage Total Command does when it is used. So a very good starting evolution line in this deck. And again, I see a lot of decks out there also use Zoroark GX with Empoleon, just so it allows you to draw additional cards each and every turn, allowing you to get more Empoleon set up, get things like Choice Band and Ultra Ball or Rare Candy into your hand. Next up would be a 3-2 line of Snover and Abomasnow. Snover here, which is from the Ultra Prism set, 80 HP, only one move called Ice Shard. For 2 energy cards, it does 20 damage, plus if your opponent's active Pokemon is a fighting type Pokemon, this attack does 40 more damage, which is a very good ability on this move, increasing the amount of damage. Buzzwole GX and Lycanroc GX, very popular out there right now, and both are fighting type Pokemon. And then Abomasnow, which is a rare in the Ultra Prism set, 130 HP, which is a solid HP for a stage 1. It has an ability and then one move. Its ability is called Blessings of the Frost. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may attach a water energy card from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon. So this is almost an enhanced Aqua Patch trainer as an ability. A very good ability on this card. You can always use something like Devolution Spray to devolve Abomasnow and then just reuse its ability turn after turn. And then Hypno Hammer is its only move for 4 energy cards. It does 80 damage and puts the defending Pokemon to sleep, so it can prevent your opponent from attacking the next turn. The main reason I want to use this card would be for its ability. So I do like both Snover and Abomasnow. Both have potential, especially as far as a theme deck is concerned. Alolan Sandshrew and Alolan Sandslasher next. A 2-2 line is used in this theme deck. Alolan Sandshrew, 60 HP. It just has the one move that doesn't require any energy to use, called Fury Swipes. It does 10 damage times the number of heads you get when you flip 3 coins. Now, I normally don't like coin flip based moves, but for 3 coin flips, you should be getting at least 1 head, so more than likely you'll be able to do damage when attacking. So if you do start the game with this card in your active Pokemon spot, you can put an energy card elsewhere and still attack. And then Alolan Sandslash, so a 2-2 line, 2 copies of this card that has an ability and a move. A solid HP on this card as well, 110. Its ability is called Slush Rush. It says once during your turn you may draw a card. And drawing cards is one of the best strategies to include in a deck. It allows you to get your deck set up faster, so that is an excellent ability. You can use it from the bench, and then Smash Turn for 3 energy cards does 50 damage, and it says switch this Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. So both Alolan Sandslash and then Abomasnow should be used from the bench. The main attacker again in this deck is Empoleon. Now so far, this deck is weak to Metal and Lightning type Pokemon. Of course, Duskmane Necrozma, very popular. That is a Metal type Pokemon. As far as Lightning type Pokemon go, Tapu Koko GX is popular. And then Vikavolt is used as an energy acceleration, but it really isn't used as an attacker. Another 2-2 line is next of Buizel and Floatzel. 70 HP for a basic, which is an above average HP. Water Gun is its only move for 2 energy cards. It does 30 damage, so a little bit slower on the attack, but can do a fair amount of damage when set up. And then Floatzel, 100 HP, so above average HP for stage 1, 2 moves. Agility and Aqua Blast. Agility for 1 water energy does 30 damage. Flip a coin if heads, prevent all effects of attacks, including damage done to this Pokemon during your opponent's next turn. So this is another card that potentially can prevent your opponent from attacking during their next turn. Same thing goes with Abomasnow. If you use its Hypno Hammer move and put the defending Pokemon to sleep, you have a chance of preventing your opponent from attacking during their next turn. And then Aqua Blast for 2 energy cards does 80 damage. It says discard a water energy from this Pokemon. Now if you do use Aqua Patch, you can get that water energy right back into play. So not a bad move there when paired with Aqua Patch. Just 2 Pokemon left to discuss here. There are 2 Manaphy in this deck, 70 HP, 2 moves on the card that both require 1 water energy. Deep Current says shuffle 5 water energy cards from your discard pile into your deck. And then Water Pulse for 1 water energy does 20 damage, plus it puts the defending Pokemon to sleep. So I like the trend in this deck of affecting the defending Pokemon, making them unable to attack. So I like Water Pulse a little bit better. With so many energy cards in this deck, Deep Currents isn't as important, especially since you have Aqua Patch to retrieve those water energy cards from your discard pile. But again, not a bad starter type Pokemon to use that can attack for only 1 water energy. And then the final Pokemon would be Corsola. This is a basic Pokemon with 80 HP, which is a solid HP. 2 moves, Call for Family and then Surf. Call for Family says search your deck for up to 2 basic Pokemon, put them onto your bench, and then Surf for 3 energy cards does 60 damage. Now because there isn't something like Bridget in this deck, even though I believe there is a Pokemon Fan Club, Call for Family does essentially the same thing. You could get a couple of Piplup on your bench right away if you use this card to start the game. And then Surf probably isn't a move that I would use, especially since there aren't any double colorless energy in this theme deck, but 60 damage for 3 energy cards is about average for non-GX or EX cards. So there are all the Pokemon in this deck. Now something to note, even though they all are water type Pokemon, they are weak to a variety of different types, so lightning, grass, and metal. So that is an advantage as far as this theme deck goes. But very happy with the combination of the different Pokemon in this deck. Definitely a good theme deck overall. So now on to the trainer cards. 16 total trainers in this set. I can take a look at the supporter cards first and then get into the items. Like I mentioned, if you're building a more competitive deck, you want to include a lot more trainer cards. So the first supporter card would be How. Of course, you only can use 1 supporter per turn. This allows you to draw 3 cards. This is from the Sun and Moon base set. But like I mentioned, it's very important to be able to draw additional cards each and every turn to get your deck set up faster. So a great supporter card. Of course, Cynthia is better than this. You can use something like N or Professor Sycamore to draw more cards. 2 copies of How in this deck. Lily is next, and this is a great card to use the first turn of the game. Just 1 copy of Lily. This is from the Ultra Prism set. It says, draw cards until you have 6 cards in your hand. If it's your first turn, draw cards until you have 8 cards in your hand. Now in a more competitive deck, you use Ultra Ball and Tapu Lele GX to use its ability to get a supporter you want into your hand to start the game. And then you can use Lily that way and guarantee to draw 8 cards instead of 6. Pokemon Fan Club, which I mentioned earlier, there are 2 copies of this card in the deck. It says search your deck for up to 2 basic Pokemon, reveal them and put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck. This is from the Ultra Prism set. Bridget is a little bit better than this because it allows you to put 3 basic Pokemon on your bench, but I would highly recommend putting Piplup on your bench with this card. Professor Kukui is next, and this is another supporter that allows you to draw cards. There are 2 Professor Kukui in this theme deck from the Sun and Moon base set. It says, draw 2 cards. During this turn, your Pokemon's attacks do 20 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. So you can use this in combination with Empoleon and essentially do 220 damage per turn if both players have a full bench. And then the final supporter would be Sophocles, and there are 2 Sophocles in this deck. It says, discard 2 cards from your hand. If you do, draw 4 cards. So with this card, you may want to discard water energy because you can use Aqua Patch to get those water energy from your discard pile attached to your benched water type Pokemon. Next up, I'll be showing the trainer cards that are items, meaning you can use more than 1 per turn. There's just 1 Aqua Patch in this theme deck. Definitely consider using more. This is from the Guardians Rising set. It says, attach a water energy card from your discard pile to one of your benched water type Pokemon. So this can be used with any Pokemon in this deck just because they're all water type Pokemon. Escape Board is next, and there's just 1 Escape Board. It says the retreat cost of the Pokemon this card is attached to is 1 colorless energy less, and it can retreat even if it's asleep or paralyzed. So this is a great tool card. Of course, Float Stone is a little bit better, and then you can also use Guzma to retrieve a Pokemon that is affected with a special condition. Escape Rope is next. Just 1 Escape Rope in this deck. It says each player switches their active Pokemon with one of their bench Pokemon. Your opponent switches first. And this is a little bit simpler version of Guzma. and a little bit worse version of Guzma just because you can't choose the defending Pokemon, but it is a good way to retreat your Pokemon for free. Rescue Stretcher, there's just one of, and this is a very popular trainer card. It allows you to do one of the following. Either put a Pokemon from your discard pile in your hand, or shuffle 3 Pokemon from your discard pile into your deck. Now, if you use something like Ultra Ball or Professor Sycamore, you can discard Pokemon and then retrieve those Pokemon with Rescue Stretcher. Timer Ball is next. There are 2 Timer Balls in this deck. It says, flip 2 coins for each head, search your deck for an evolution Pokemon, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Then shuffle your deck. I would much rather use an Ultra Ball. You have to discard 2 cards, and then you can find any Pokemon you'd like. Like I mentioned earlier, not a huge fan of coin flip based cards. And then the final card is the Ultra Ball I was talking about, so I could easily see replacing all the Timer Balls with Ultra Balls. And there's only one Ultra Ball in this deck. It is from the Sun and Moon base set. It says, discard 2 cards from your hand. If you do, search your deck for a Pokemon, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Then shuffle your deck. So this can be used to quickly get to Empoleon or any other evolution Pokemon you may need to play. So that is it for the trainer cards. Like I mentioned, a fair amount of trainer cards in this theme deck, a little bit better than some theme decks out there. I especially like the inclusion of all of the draw type trainers that you have, like Professor Kukui, like Lily, How. Pokemon Fan Club's very good. Lots of great ways to get additional cards into your hand and into play. So last up here would be the energy cards. There are 20 water type energy in this deck. Now this is way too many energy for a competitive deck, especially because mainly the attackers you're going to be using, specifically Empoleon, you do not have to discard any cards when you're using the total command move especially. So you really don't need that many energy cards in this deck. But this is a very good theme deck overall, one of the best that I've reviewed in quite some time. Both this theme deck and then the Garchomp theme deck is very good. Definitely pick both up if you're looking for a theme deck that you can definitely win some battles with. So now on to the giveaway portion of this video. It's similar to all of my giveaway videos in the past. All you have to do to be eligible for this giveaway is you have to subscribe to my YouTube channel, like this video, and then in the comment section of this video, state which theme deck from Ultra Prism you like more. Either the Imperial Command theme deck or the Mach Strike theme deck. I'm going to be reviewing the Mach Strike theme deck in a few weeks on YouTube, but both theme decks are very good, and there is merit to liking both of these decks as well. But let me know which theme deck you prefer of the two. At the end of February, I will be private messaging the winner from the comment section of this video via YouTube messages. And you can find out how to check your YouTube private messages in the description of this video. Now, my giveaways are open to everyone worldwide, so feel free to enter. So for complete rules to entry, make sure to read the description of this video. So good luck to everyone who does enter. Thanks everyone for watching. As always, before you go, check out all the links in the description of this video, including links to my blog, Facebook, and Twitter pages. And stay tuned for more videos. Thank you.